Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in the US as a new Muslim? Well, here's my perspective on living in the US. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to BGotDeen. I'm going to be giving you guys 5 things I like and 5 things I don't like about living in the US. Number one thing that I don't like is the fact that it's so hard to find halal foods. Like, right now, I'm actually going to do it. Let's look up local food. We have fresh burgers, more burgers, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Brandon's Diner, a Mexican restaurant, Black Diners, Black Bear Diner, Denny's, Chinese food, Mexican food, more Mexican food. None of this says halal. And it's very hard to eat healthy as well, especially because they push so many unhealthy places and all the healthy places are so expensive. Well, expensive is relative on what you think. It's not expensive to me because it's worth it. But if it shouldn't be $20 for a healthy meal and $5 for a burger, like that doesn't make sense. But it's the world that we live in. It costs 4 times more to get some healthy food, which tells you why you should be getting it, because you're either going to pay now or you're going to pay later. But that's a different subject. But this is the number one thing that I do not like about living in the U.S. I have to travel like 30 minutes to the nearest grocery store that has halal foods. If I go to any of my local grocery stores, Walmart, Stater Bros, any of these other local grocery stores, 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, convenient. Nothing halal. And also the fact that you have to avoid every single package that doesn't have pork, but they have some form of gelatin that is kind of a pork. So it's like you basically can almost eat any candy in the US, or you're almost eating pork, or ignoring the fact that it's pork. Even Doritos, red Doritos has pork. I don't even know how. Like, who puts pork in a Dorito? That's the US for you. So, and hey, I'm not gonna lie, I love the US. I love my safety out here. Only other place I'd say I would go is Dubai. Like, living wise, I would travel everywhere. But living wise, I would love to retire in a Muslim country. The number two thing that I don't like, having a boyfriend and girlfriend is so normalized where I thought it was nothing wrong with it until I became Muslim. You get kind of praised to have more girlfriends, and even in other religions who know that it's wrong still push it, which is another reason why I'm such a big believer in Islam. Very strong and stern on their beliefs and our beliefs. And this is not to say that other places don't push these things, but it is heavily pushed in these places. I have a conspiracy that it's the thing that keeps people distracted the most. And it's not like really a conspiracy, it's kind of obvious. But it goes deeper than that, but I don't want to go deeper yet. I just got on the internet. I want to chill. But it's a lot of things I can say about that. The number three thing I would say is how expensive it is. It's not probably expensive in all the US. It might be. I haven't been in all the US, so I want to speak for just California in general. It is so expensive right now. I have to pay $2,050 for like a 600 square foot apartment. I don't know where you're at, but if I can get a mansion where you're at, let me know so I can come get a mansion. Yeah, it's $2,050. Truthfully, prices don't make me run. I don't like running from prices. I don't. I like embracing it and kind of taking it on as if I can live here, I can live anywhere. And I want to build businesses here first. And they're going to tax me anyway, so I might as well make as much money as possible with the connections that I have here. But because it's so expensive, it's easier to fall susceptible to things like gambling and riba, which is the point. Like, they know that it makes it easier. It's easier to be more stressed out, so now you're smoking and drinking. That was the whole point of that. That's why the expensive thing leads to those things. Number four is the poverty. I've probably given around, I don't even want to say it. I've given whatever I can to the last few people I've saw. Bought a few meals for men that are twice, 3 times my age. Because they're in more need than me. Even if my bank account doesn't reflect what I want it to, I know I'll make the money faster than them at their current state. So it always makes me give. I was with one of my buddies. I got our lunch. Another guy comes up, asks for lunch. Well, he asked for $1. But if he needs $1, he probably needs more than $1. So I get him lunch. And when we walk out, the meal was more than my meal was. And I just told him to keep the change because of how expensive it was. And I wasn't really ready to spend that much, but I'm not going to tell the guy no. The next day, which is today, You don't feel that money. The money's already gone. You would have spent it on something else. So why not use it for good? And I always say Luweji la ta'ala. And if I said it wrong, it's astaghfirullah. But God knows my intention, and I'll learn more as I go. And I always give with my right hand every single time. And I just pray it comes back. And if it doesn't, at least it went to the right person. And when I give my poor due, I don't ever care what they do with it. If they go get alcohol, cigarettes, that's not my job, because we've all fall susceptible to vices. So who are we to judge those who really need to get out of their mind frame, that are drinking and smoking? If you've drank and smoked before, if you're super pure, I totally understand. But it's very rare that you've never sinned before in your life. So don't judge another person who's using drugs to get out of their mind frame, because that's the only thing that can make them feel good, because that's all they have. If you go home to a sweet home and hot water and cold water to drink from and shower with, food in the fridge that you don't really want, but that another man will come in there and destroy, especially if he hasn't ate in weeks or days, don't judge him. I don't do that. And I got this from my uncle, actually. Like, he had gave someone cash and food. Like $200. And to me, at that time, it was a lot of money. I was like, whoa, you just gave him all the money, $200? Like, all them 20s? I was like, man, you could have given me that. Like, that's what I was thinking as a kid. It was like 5-10 years ago. And the point of it was, he said, I was like, you're not worried that they're going to go buy some drugs? And he was like, no, that's not my worry. My job here is done. And my uncle's Christian. That's why I don't judge people, because he's probably more of a giver than a lot of Muslims. So it's not about the race or it's not necessarily about the religion. It's more so about the person, but the religion does help. Because, yeah, I won't mention another man's vices, but yeah, I see good Christians do good things. I see Muslims do bad things. I see good Muslims do great things, and I see bad Christians do bad things. That's why you can never judge a religion by its people, but judge it by the religion itself. Number 5, I would say how far the mosques are. I'm starting to realize that there are more than I thought there were, but at first it felt so hard to find a mosque. Like, they all were like an hour and a half away, 30, 45 minutes away. But I just had a bad experience. Like, one time I went and the mosque wasn't available. Like, it showed up on the map, but nothing was there. So I thought low-key all the mosques was going to be like that. So I just only went to the mosque that worked for me the first time I went. I went in and everything was good. So I just kept going to that mosque, the mosque that I reverted at. And yeah, that's another thing. But I know that you get rewarded for your travel, so I don't mind it that much. Having a mosque a mile from you versus 20 miles from you is two different things. But it doesn't matter. You still have to make the intention. I try to. Everyone can improve. Everyone can always improve. So that's why I don't try to judge people's habits or where they are now, but hope that they can go where they're destined to go. Lastly, I would say this is another thing about the pork. How much pork is in regular food for no reason? For no reason. And also how much alcohol and wine is in stuff for no reason. Like, the amount of foods that just have random wines and alcohols when you go out. The amount of pork and random stuff, because this isn't like normal. It really makes it hard to eat food normally. This isn't just about having a halal grocery store. It's about going to any store and you're consuming pork without knowing. You're eating some pasta and it had some wine in it, but you didn't read all the ingredients because you're just trusting that it's just a pasta. Why do we need wine in a pasta? Now, what do I enjoy about living in the U.S.? Thankfully, my safety. Safety is great. I don't have to worry about dying for saying I'm a Muslim. And this is like really like predominantly Christian. It's Muslims, a lot of Muslims out here though. From San Diego to LA, everywhere I go, the mosques are usually filled. So that's what also makes it feel good. I would add that to another thing I love. It's so many Muslims everywhere. I love being able to see Muslims everywhere I go. When you go to New York, Muslims everywhere. I have a buddy who's from Michigan, and I think it's like Deerwood, like Dearborn. I think it's Dearborn. Sorry if I said it wrong. One of those, and it's a whole bunch of Muslims out there. So, how many Muslims are around the world, especially in the U.S., especially in California? Super cool. The safety, I can say what I want. Really feels good to have public speech. The cleanliness in the roads, makes it easy to travel, so I don't have to be ungrateful. Being able to pray on time because of great technology, and I don't live in a third world country, thank God, alhamdulillah. Having the app just pop up on my phone, the dawn calling out. Lastly, I would say how easy it is to consume knowledge, and it's kind of up to you. Like, I have a Quran in the house, in the car, it's on your phone. So being blessed enough to be able to have access to the knowledge and not being blocked off from it, very much of a blessing. So hope you enjoyed this video. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for watching. Embrace peace, embrace deen. Assalamu alaikum.